The sight of men digging up the ground and laying fiber optic cables on major roads and some streets in various parts of Lagos State recently raised questions in the minds of many as to what is going on. Though such is not a new development around the city, this time it is with the direct involvement of the state government, whose aim is to unify the state's fiber infrastructure into a single cable duct.
We've also started deploying our first phase of the 3,000-kilometer metropolitan fiber optics. You will see in Lagos 5 colors of cables that are being dotted all around. We're doing it in collaboration with the private sector, and so this is our concession. So there's going to be a total of 6,000 kilometers. So the phase 1 of it is 3,000. That's why you see the yellow cable, the red cable, the blue cables. About 5 of them are going inside, or 6 of them rather, are going into all of the ducts, simultaneously. What that does is that all the telcos and all the TTOs can have fiber capability, and once the fiber is there, your internet will be stronger, your communication will be stronger.
According to the Lagos State government, a dig once policy is now being implemented to prevent the continuous destructions of roads, water pipes and other social infrastructure.
There is this unified pricing that everybody will have to pay to use that, to rent that duct, and it even stops them spending so much money in digging, because the government would have provided that duct for them. All they need to do is just to rent and pay, a yearly rent charge for using those, for blowing their fiber optic cable through the ducts. All they need to do is they make application to the concessionaire, who will not verify the length of the length they applied for, and they just pay one single payment of rental, which of course every year they will be renewing that rental fee.
The Lagos State House of Assembly on May the 14th approved the unification of fiber infrastructure for telecom companies in the city, paving the way for the project. But what does this really mean for telecommunication operators, internet service providers and consumers?
Lagos State is going to have equal opportunities as far as fiber infrastructure is concerned. The operators, as they are, will only put fiber infrastructure where they get the most economic return from it. So you see Lekki, Ikoyi, I have Surulere, some parts of Ikeja having fiber infrastructure. Alagbado, Amje, Ajegunle, they don't have fiber infrastructure, right? So with the Lagos State government investing in this infrastructure, what it means is there's an equal opportunity to serve those who call underserved.
Everything is included in the contract. For you to apply for any right of way, the first thing LASIMRA would do is to check whether it's within, the approved right of way for the concessionaire. And once it's within that right of way, then we will refer you to the concessionaire, because the government already, the Lagos State government has already granted the concessionaire that right of way. So you won't pay to the government like they used to do. If you look at the whole life costing of the operation, they spend so much money having to provide that infrastructure. They will spend hundreds of millions of naira to dig, to lay ducts before they now put fiber, and they put the charge on the consumer. But now what is out of that operation is provision of that duct. So by the time you look at it, when it becomes operational, when people started renting, you will find out that I don't see how it will work that they will have to charge the customer, and it's going to be competitive this time. It's very, very competitive, because they are paying the same fees. They are, blowing fiber optics cable in the same duct, but I don't see them charging the consumers excessively as a result of this project, this unified project.
In 2013, the National Economic Council agreed to uniform rights of way ROW charge of 145 naira per linear meter of fiber. But some state governments disregarded the resolution and increased their charges by over 1,200%, making it difficult for telecom companies to achieve the much desired broadband access.
If we take right of way away, I do a one-off payment for the duct and I pay for that service, or maybe even an annual fee that is low for the duct. That makes sense.
With the new unified fiber infrastructure in Lagos, this could mean two things: an increase in the cost of broadband for consumers or a reduction in the right-of-way fees.
We don't even know what's happening. We don't know what the cost and the prices are. But it would have been best if we're saying this is going to replace the right-of-way. We're going to stick to the Nigerian government's 145 naira per linear meter, and you don't have to spend money digging. You don't have to spend money bringing in your own ducts. The ducts are here. That saves us a huge amount of money.
According to the Nigerian Communications Commission, metro fiber networks currently account for less than 25% of the total fiber distances in the country. Access of fiber networks within 5 kilometers is equivalent to reaching approximately 39% of the population, with Lagos State having the highest of 85% and Jigawa the lowest with 12%. In the Nigerian National Broadband Plan 2020 to 2025, harmonizing the processes for issuance of ROW permits, which includes agreeing on building of ducts for lease to operators at standard rates, is one of the focus areas that will help the achievement of broadband penetration targets. While this approval by the Lagos State government is considered a step in the right direction, it remains to be seen how much consumers will benefit from it in terms of connectivity and cost.